Index tracking, passive or beta investments can be accessed in many different forms. For the retail investor, the investment will most likely be an ETF or an index tracking unit trust, whereas an institutional investor has the additional option of a segregated mandated portfolio. To understand the different types of costs and to be able to make a fair comparison between different investment vehicles, we need to differentiate between three types of costs: product costs, acquisition or distribution costs, and advisory costs. Product costs should be the same for all clients, irrespective of size. It relates to the cost of managing the product. It includes regulatory, custody, management committee, and asset management fees. For products that are registered as collective investment schemes with the FSB, there is a defined list of allowable product costs, and these are grouped together and expressed as the total expense ratio, or TER. It is important to understand that a TER is not a cash flow expense, but it is a drag on performance. In the case of an actively managed fund, it is very difficult to know what the performance of the fund would have been if the TER had been different. But in the case of an index tracking fund, the TER is best seen as the difference between the index or benchmark return and that of the fund. These costs are largely outside the control of the investor. Acquisition or distribution costs are dependent on the type of wrapper and the distribution channel chosen by the investor. For example, an ETF as a listed security has to be bought through a registered stockbroker. However, this does include online share trading platforms or investment plans that offer regular debit orders and reinvestment of dividends. A unit trust, on the other hand, can be bought directly from the unit trust company or via a LISP platform. Depending on the frequency and size of your investment, these different channels can carry hugely varying costs and charges, and each investor should evaluate the most cost-effective way for their unique circumstances. The final type of cost that an investor must consider is the advice fee. In an ideal world, this fee should not be a function of either the size of the investment or the type of wrapper used, but rather based on the overall advice given to the investor. Unfortunately, in reality, this is seldom the case. However, this does represent a cost which is negotiable and within the power of the investor to discuss and agree with his advisor.